All right, Shalom. Bear with me 1 second. We in there. All right, Shalom. Before I get started with this live lesson, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. And I want to get into this thing here. I just wanted to land back off this video, which is entitled Bread and Circuses, the Roman Circus. Wake up before it's too late. All right, so let's play this and then we'll get into it.
And all journalists know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is. And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year? No way. I don't care how long he works and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year.
Right. Now, this is, I don't know how far back this was, but, you know, these athletes getting paid now, contracts are like 200 million, 300 million. You see, but it's all part of the same format as we're going to get into, you know.
Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. Then he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets. And they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
All right. So as you heard him here, you know, bread and circuses, the Roman circus, wake up before it's too late. All right. And that's exactly what it is. Okay. Because this is the same scheme or the same format, if you will, as the ancient Roman Empire, you know, which is being used today in America, Rome 2.0. All right. This is why we see today America and the world, you know, being hit with all types of evils, you know, folly, distractions on top of distractions, and mass confusion. You see, because like he said in the video, and I believe this Edomite, his name was William Cooper, right? And he was unalive because he spoke a lot of truth. You know what I'm saying? He exposed, you know, the powers that be, the inner workings of this system, and I believe Esau took him out, right? But the point is, as he said in the video, you know, the point of the bread and circus is to keep the people's minds off the things that actually matter. You see, because we live in some very serious and yet dire times. You know, let me pull that up too, a definition of the word dire, right? So this is the definition of dire. It says warning of or having dreadful or terrible consequences, calamitous, right? It says urgent, desperate, ill-bodying, portentous. It says evil in great degree, dreadful, dismal, horrible, terrible, lamentable. These are the times that are being presented to us right now. But as he was saying, just like back then and what's happening now, all right, people are being bombarded with all types of folly and madness that we see. It says dreadful, dismal, horrible, terrible, fraught with extreme danger, nearly hopeless, causing fear or dread of terror. That's what the Lord is about to do. All right. So like we was reading, anytime the people were unhappy with the emperor's policies, he had to bring out the Roman circus, right? Let's pull this up. Right, because these are the things that I was thinking about, because there's just so much shit that's going on right now. People are being pulled in every direction, and all of that's being done intentionally. So you don't focus on what really matters. So you don't start questioning, what's really true. So I got this pulled up here. This is from learnancientrome.com. It says, what does bread and circuses mean in ancient Rome? So it says bread and circuses. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger real quick. Hold on. All right. So it says bread and circuses was a term used in ancient Rome to describe the emperor's policy of providing free food and entertainment to the people in order to keep them happy and content. It says this was seen as a way to prevent revolution and keep people from rebelling against the government. You see that? And you see where the spirit is at right now, in the midst of these Babylonians, these Americans. All right. There's a spirit of sedition, revolution. All right. People are, seeking the truth. They want answers. All right. They're not believing in this system right now. All right. So it says this was seen as a way to prevent revolution and keep the people from rebelling against the government. It says the term is still used today to describe any government policy that is designed to keep the people happy and content without actually addressing their needs or solving their problems. And it's the same shit every year. We talk about this every 4 years. They prop up some puppet, and he'll get on the panel and he'll start, giving you these empty promises, and the things that the problems that they address, they don't actually take care of them. So people are starting to wake up. People see that, whatever political party you identify with, it's all bullshit at the end of the day. Right. And that's why there's a literal, uprising within this society, which is going to bring, America to its knees. You see, but let's read on some more. It's all spiritual, right? It says, jumping down, it says, in ancient Rome, bread and circuses, quote unquote, was a metaphor for the way that the ruling class kept the masses content and pacified. It says the phrase suggests that if the people were given food, bread, and entertainment, circuses, they would not care about anything else and would be content to remain under the rule of the ruling class. And that's on point, man. All the elites have to do is give, propel some type of folly, distraction, keep you niggas entertained. Hey, this would be a perfect time to start giving out them government checks again, like they did during the jab campaign. They was giving niggas them stipends, man. Niggas weren't saying nothing. Niggas was cool. Went down to get the jab, and and that was that. But this is all being done by the elites to keep you content and pacified, right? Niggas love to be entertained. Are you not entertained? And that's the spirit. That way people won't address issues that really actually matter, right? It says, why did the Romans give the poor bread and circuses, right? It says the Roman emperors knew that keeping the poor fed and entertained was one way to keep them happy and prevent them from causing trouble. See, so they made sure to provide bread and circuses, food and entertainment for the masses. It says, in addition to the many festivals held throughout the year, both rich and poor will flock to see the gladiator games and chariot races held in large public arenas like the Colosseum. And that's why we see, you know, it's perfect timing. You know, the Olympics is still on, if I'm not mistaken. You know, they still got the Olympics going. And what's going on in the midst of this? Why everybody's paying attention to that, right? You know, Biden, you know, he fell out the race. They put Kamala in. You know, she don't know what the hell is going on. You see? And you got this whole Trump thing. You got blacks for Trump, you know, Latinos for Trump. You got Kamala pushing, and one of her, we talked about this the other day, her her campaign speech right now is fucking abortion, you know, trans rights and shit like that, man. What does that have to do with anything that the people are going through right now in Babylon? You see? So it's just a joke, you know? Like I said, the Olympics, all of this sodomy shit that's being pushed all over the TV and the movies, you know, the global markets are down. All right. We're coming into a time of an economic, you know, crash. World War III is at the doorstep, famines, food shortages, right? And we'll get into that too. You know, just real quick. Let's see if I can pull this up. And we'll come back to it, but it says poll 39% of Americans are worried that they can't make basic payments. And a lot of people are feeling the squeeze, man. You know, people want these things to be addressed, right? You know, and like I said, we'll come back to this too. Food security. Food security is national security, but America is losing that war, man. It's over out here, man. Right? But keep feeding them. Keep feeding them with the bread and circus. Keep them fed, keep them entertained, you know. So let's finish it out. So reading on here, it says, we'll read a little bit more. I just want to hit the point. It says the Roman Circus was a large open-air venue used for public events. In the ancient Roman Empire, the circuses were similar to the ancient Greek hippodromes, although circuses served varying purposes and differed in design and construction. The Roman circus was used for horse and chariot races and for public spectacles such as gladiator fights, animal hunts, and executions. The first circus in Rome was built by Julius Caesar in 46 BC, and the first Roman race was held in the Circus of 27 BC. The circus was a large oval and rectangular arena with a central track or arena surrounded by tiered seating for spectators. The circus was built of wood or stone and sometimes had canvas awning to protect spectators from the sun. Let's read one more here, one more paragraph. So it says, what is the origin of the term of bread and circus? It says the phrase bread and circuses is often used to describe a government or society that is more concerned with providing its citizens with material comforts and entertainment than with addressing serious issues. You see that? You know, it says the phrase comes from a line in Satire X, a poem by Roman poet Juvenal. It says, who was writing at around 100 AD. In the poem, Juvenal critiques the Roman elites of his day, who he believes have become more interested in maintaining power and in maintaining their own power and luxury than governing the country. All right, and that's what it is. You know, it's all set up to keep, you know, you people sleep, and that's why, you know, going back to the video here, you know, like I said, you know, shame on you if you still trusting in this fucking politics madness. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real fast. All right, and I'll finish out that last paragraph, and then we'll move on to more scriptures here. All right. You know, just thinking out loud. So this is Romans 13 and 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Right. So it's a high time for you Israelites, you Jakes out there, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics to wake up out of sleep. You see, shame on you, man. All right, you got to detach from you have to detach your spirit from this current system, man. All right, it's all like you said, it's all the matrix. All right, it's all folly, you know, and they had to keep the people submerged in the bread and circus before the fall. You know, it was the same thing during the ancient Roman Empire. Before it fell, these were the same things they were doing, and it's the same thing that's being done here in America before its fall. So once again, this is another aspect of the parallels between the Roman Empire and America today. All right. You know, nothing new under the sun, as the scriptures say. Everything's been done before. All right, let's just read this last paragraph here. So it says, bread and circuses is a term used to describe something usually extravagant entertainment. And what is that now? All right, this damn Olympics. All right, that would be the extravagant entertainment, man. Everybody's locked in, everybody's watching it. You know, everybody's talking about it. Like he said, you know, he had friends like William Cooper said he had friends that knew the stats, you know, of the people who played for the Mets. You know, it's the same thing. A nigga could tell you all about LeBron's stats. All right. He could tell you, you know, he could tell you all about some goddamn rap beef, right? But he can't tell you the signs of the times. You see? So it says, it says, bread and circuses is a term used to describe something usually extravagant entertainment offered as a way to pacify discontent or divert attention from a source of grievance. And that's what's going on. People are grieving right now, man. You know, they can't make rent. They're barely making their bills. They can, you know, they can barely afford groceries, gas. You see what I'm saying? You know, they don't really trust the power, the government, you know? So there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of grievance, you know, confusion. It says the term is derived from the ancient Roman practice of providing free bread and entertainment to the public as a way to keep them content and distracted from more pressing issues. While the term is often used in a negative light to describe how governments pacify their citizens, it can also be used more generally to describe any situation where something is offered as a way to distract from a more serious issue. All right, so you get it. All right, and it's the same technique, the same strategy, the same format that's being used all over again today. All right, real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. And the rich represent Israel in general. All right, because we're at the bottom of the totem pole. We're at the bottom of society, man. You know, let me get that word, low place. It looks like it says lowliness, low estate or condition, and that's the state of the Israelite man and woman. All right, humble in rank, low estate. You know, we're in a low condition. All right, it says lowliness, i.e., ignoble and wretched condition. We finished out here, man, and this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushai to deliver us from this this condition. All right, but it said that folly is set in great dignity. You know, anything that's you know, pretty much not of the scriptures, anything that's of, you know, degeneracy, anything that's of like madness, that's what's going to be perpetuated. That's what's going to be exalted here, right? This is why we see this shit dealing with you know, like I said, the all the sodomy, the agenda that's being pushed, this transformism madness, you know, everything that you see right now, to once again to keep the people distracted, you know. This is Isaiah 30. All right. Matter of fact, before we get that, let me get this one in Jeremiah. All right. Because you know, this word is for Israel, man, our people. All right. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics, you know, but at the end of the day, only the elect are going to take heed. You know, Jeremiah 4:19, it says, my bowels, I am pain at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. All right. And the sound of the trumpet could be tied back to the prophets. All right. Who are issuing out the alarm of war. You know, destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? All right. Because at the end of the day, like we talked about yesterday at camp, a lot of these jakes have heard the truth, man. You're hearing the word. All right. So there's not going to be any cloak for your sin at the end of the day. It says, for my people is foolish. My point here, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. Here it is. We live in an information age, all of this truth, all of these videos. And our people still don't know Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, nor do they care to. You see, it says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sadish children, stupid. All right. That's what Sadish means, stupid. They are Sadish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Because Jake is finished, man. Like I said, man, a shame on you for continue to trust in this bullshit, politics, man. You can't see this shit by now. You know, when are you gonna come out of the bread and circus? When are you gonna wake the hell up? Like we saw in the video, the title of the video. Bread and circuses, the Roman circus, wake up before it's too late. And this is the same sentiment that we are pushing to our people. You know, Jake, you better wake your ass up before it's too late, man. Right? Which brings me back to Isaiah, right? Isaiah 30:1, it says, woe to the rebellious children that say of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk down, that go down into Egypt, that walk to go down to Egypt, into Egypt, and have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. And that's why, Jake is going to continue to vote. Jake is going to continue to get caught up in the bread and circus. Niggas just want to be entertained, man. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, in the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. This is what we're saying, man. All right. All of this shit is about to come crashing down. Okay. Jumping down same chapter, Isaiah 39, this 30:9, it says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which say to the seers, see not into the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what it is. Jake don't want to hear the truth. All right. Jake want to be stuck in. Jake just wants to be entertained. All right. Jake actually believes, all right, when these damn, so-called presidential candidates get on the podium and lie to them. They believe that shit. They trust in Esau's system. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us, right? Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise his word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breakage coming suddenly at an instant, man. Because this thing, however you choose to look at it, all right, it's going to come down extremely fast, right? So like I said, why everybody has their, attention in the wrong direction, if you will. These are the things that people are suffering from. These are the things that people hope through Trump and Kamala that they're going to fix this shit, right? But the scriptures say what? Jeremiah 51, that there is no healing of Babylon, all right? So it says, poll 39% of Americans are worried that they can't make basic payments. It says America is about to go through some massive economic troubles, right? It says recent published CNN poll discovered that 35% of Americans indicated that they had to take on extra work just to stay afloat. It says 39% of U.S. adults indicated that they worry most or all of the time that their family's income won't be enough to make ends meet, right? Everybody's going through it right now. Everybody's catching hell, all right? The squeeze is affecting everybody. It says this marks a significant increase from December 2021, when that figure stood at 28%. These recent figures are also quite similar to those of the Great Recession, when they hovered around 37%, right? Because, hey, like we've been talking about all week, okay, they have to push that B system, man. All right, the money is about to disappear, man. All right, I got a call from my brother today, and he said he went to go deposit like around $300, and he said the ATM machine wouldn't take it. He said that the bank wasn't taking money or something like that right now. So you already see this shit. This shit is about to go, man. Any given time, they can use this thing, like we said, they can really use this thing to stop the election. You know, whatever it is that they're planning to do. It says, reading on, it says, to deal with the rising cost of living, Americans have taken additional side jobs, reduced their driving, and have relied more on using their credit cards. 52% of Latinos and 46% of Black Americans indicated that they're mostly preoccupied most of all of the time making ends meet, per the poll. Right. So you Jakes. So who's the people that's going to be affected the most? You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right. Haggai 1:6. And it reads, you have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but you have not enough. Ye drink, but you are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to be put into a bag full of holes. Right. So people are feeling this shit, man. All right. The wages that you earn is like you putting them in a bag full of holes. All right. That check that comes in. And first of all, when that check comes in, that paycheck has already gotten raped by Esau. Right. So on top of the rape by Esau, then you got to pay these high ass prices for grocery, you know, because of inflation. All right. The rent, your mortgage, whatever, gas. So by the time you do all of that, you know, all you left was what, $3 at the end of the day, man. You know, this is Haggai 1:6 NLT. Right. Hey, it's already the beginning of the month. Your ass is finished. Right. But hey, that's the scriptures, man. It's the curses. NLT, same verse, Haggai 1:6. It says, you have planted much, but harvest little. You eat, but are not satisfied. You drink, but are still thirsty. You put on clothes, but cannot keep warm. Your wages disappear as though you were putting them in pockets filled with holes, right? You know, every Jake can relate to that, right? Just when you think you're about to save some money, yeah, right. That shit is gone, all right? And that's the squeeze that everybody's feeling right now, you know? So I'll read a little bit more. It says 55% of individuals making less than $50,000 annually also worry about having sufficient money to cover expenses. They even said that $100,000. I saw something that said $100,000 wasn't even sufficient enough to live the American dream. Right? Everybody's going through, is my point. 65% of Americans signaled that expenses and cost of living are the biggest economic problems their families are currently facing. Per research conducted by Moody's Analytics, the average household is spending $925 more on a monthly basis to buy the same basket of goods and services as 3 years ago, man. Bro, that grocery bill beating ass, man. All right. You got a family, you dropping at least a G. All right. If you're trying to fill up the house. Right. But you get it. All right. Let's read this other one here. Okay. This is the point. This is why the elites have to keep feeding you the bread and circus, because they're not gonna have these puppets address what's really going on. And really, this is all the plagues of the Lord, man. You know, everything is drying up. It says here, this is from WND.com. Food security is a national security, but America is losing that war. At the federal level, our nation has catastrophically, there you go, failed to prioritize food security, while all of our adversaries, both hostile nations and globalists, have had their crosshairs on food for quite a while. And the beginning of 2024, which was mentioned, I think it was by the WEF, or the WHO, one of the two. But that was the headline in the beginning of the year, January, that food availability was going to be a major crisis around them lines. All right, so we know that pretty much these elite are coming after the food supply, which the food supply has been under attack. Right, and I'll just read a little bit here. It says the United States government and the Chinese Communist Party see, quote, national security in two different ways, and that includes food security. It says, historically, the CCP has been known to weaponize its food supply, which it has done against millions of its own citizens, resulting in mass starvation and suffering. But today it appears that the communist government is stockpiling food, indeed making it a major national security priority for its people. Why? It says Tom Waller, president and CEO of Washington, D.C. based think tank, the Center for Security Policy, says most Americans do not understand that, quote, food security is national security. And that currently the safety of American citizens is indeed being jeopardized by the U.S. government. You see, the retired Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel, in an interview with WND, explained that at the federal level, our nation has, how you say that word again, catastrophically failed to prioritize food security, while all of our adversaries, both hostile nations and globalists, have had their crosshairs on food for quite a while. You see, so the point of all of this is that this is why they got to continue to feed you with the bread and circus, man. All right, they don't want anybody to, what was the quote? I forgot who said it. They don't want a nation of thinkers. You know, the main thing that these elites don't want, they don't want people to think critically. Right. This is why they got to keep you pacified. This is why this is why they're dumbing you down with the fucking poison that they're putting in the food, the water, the air, you see, all these various things, man. But the point of all of that, I wanted to show in this lesson, this is all distraction at the end of the day. All right. None of, especially you Israelites, none of your needs are going to be met by any candidate, so-called presidential candidate that they put in your face, man. All right. But this is all by design. This is all, by the design of the elites, man, at the end of the day. So that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to, put that out there. I was just thinking about that, man. It's just so much going on, man. The folly, distraction on top of distractions, the confusion that's going on, the shit that's playing out all over the world, the riots that we see going on in the UK, which eventually they're going to hit the shores of Babylon. All right. The getting rid of cash, which is the main thing. Because like we said, right, let me get that real quick. Where is that at? That's Isaiah. Is it Isaiah 42? Salakia. Like I said, we just thinking out loud. But Isaiah 42:9, it says, behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. You see that? So what are the new things that are getting ready to go down? All right. An economic crash, the MOTB system being implemented. All right. Civil war, famine, great famine throughout the land. You see, great death and destruction in the streets. Okay. Yahweh Shai coming back. These are the new things that are being declared unto you. You see, Jeremiah 28:8, real quick. Jeremiah 28:8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence, man, in which we see all three of these things playing out in America and around the planet Earth right now. Verse 9, the prophet which prophesied peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, have truly sent him. And you're going to know. People know, man, at the end of the day, man. All right. That the true prophets have been among you, and it's going to be solidified when it all goes down. Right. This is why we pleading with our people to wake the hell up. all right, to come out of the ways of Babylon, right? Romans, Revelation, right? Matter of fact, let me get that one. Is it Revelation 18? Salakia. No, Isaiah 52. Let me get that real fast. Bear with me. Yeah, Isaiah 52 and 11, it says, depart ye, go ye out from thence. Touch no unclean thing, go you out of the midst of her. Be ye clean that bear the vessels of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. So, like I said earlier, you have to depart. You have to detach your spirit from this place, man. All right. There's nothing here for you, Jakes, man. Okay. There's nothing, no presidential candidate whatsoever is going to fight for your plight, for your cause here, man. All right. You gotta separate your mind from this place, man. The Lord is getting ready to judge this land. All right. It says, for ye should not go out with haste, nor by flight. For the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will go before you, and the power of Israel will be your reward, man. So, you got to trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. But don't get caught up in this shit, man. It's the same shit that was done before, which is continue to be played out now. So that's pretty much it, man. I'll leave it there. The bread and circuses, the Roman circuses, right? Same strategy, same format all over again, man. All right. As we read the history, all right, the ruling class, they set you up with the entertainment, with the food for the masses to keep you from revolting, from rebelling against them, from questioning things, But as we see, that's starting to wear off now. That's why everybody's like, look, man, if things don't go our way, shit, we're gonna take matters in our own hands. It's gonna be, revolution worldwide. It's gonna be sedition of men, as it told us in 2 Esdras 15. Right. So all these things are in the works, But yeah, man, I pray that this quick lesson was edifying and also informative. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. Shalom. Shalom.